welcome to this week's first call of February. It's winter in some part of the planet. It's not really winter, even if we're the north hemisphere for the other plants of the planet. Global warming is here, my friends. I hope that everybody is safe where they are. I'm gonna say hello to Hersil, Cairo, Jillian, who is helping us always with AV Ops, Vishal, Suhail, Anthony, Francesca, Live team, Venkat, Lydia, Joanna, and Sahid. I'm gonna see if we're missing anyone on this, but no, we are good. And welcome everyone to this week's Reps Call. Today we have two shoutouts. The first one is Happy Birthday, Manel and Ruben, and I'm gonna make you all sing to Manel and Ruben afterwards. Manel and Ruben are two amazing reps, and they are not today because I hope they enjoyed their birthdays. But I'm gonna send this video afterwards to them to remind them that we think about them. After I give the second shout out, I'm gonna make you all sing together with me. The second shout out goes to Anthony Cairo, Daniele Flaki, and all the people that have helped at FOSDEM 2020. Thank you very much for your work. We are going to talk a little bit about what happened in FOSDEM on 2020 on the second topic, but I wanted to give a shout out for all the amazing people and their work they are doing every year. By the way, I've learned this year that the Mozilla Dev Room is the longer Dev Room in FOSDEM people, and that's because of the amazing work volunteers have been doing all those years. So thank you very much. That's really huge news on such a big event. All right, dearest reps, you're all gonna sing with me. We're gonna sing happy birthday to Manel and Ruben. And we are gonna coordinate with our beautiful voices. So, 3, 2, 1. Joanna, you're also gonna sing. You're not getting out. And I like. Why are you? I see people. You're muted. Unmute yourselves. Please.
Hello.
I can see when you're muted. I can also force unmuting. Joanna, Sahid, Robert, I see you. Vivian. Okay, I'm gonna stop. So, 3, 2, 1, and happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Ruben Manel. Happy birthday to you. Congratulations, everybody. We just humiliated ourselves in the internet. It's not the first time. All right. And with that, I am going to quickly speak about what happened in All Hands on Berlin. The All Hands was here last week in my beautiful city of Berlin in the probably worst time of the year, but it still happens and it's amazing. First of all, I want to all remind you that you can watch all the plenaries on Mozilla. You are all NDA, so that means you have access to it. So even if you were not in the All Hands, you actually can see the talks, the main talks that happened during the All Hands. I'm not going to add links right now on the Etherpad since it's a public Etherpad. However, go on Mozilla, click All Hands, and you will see all the videos in case you missed them. So that is overall Mozilla news. Now on the reps, more specific news. The reps council gather along with some volunteers that are strategically been chosen to be in from these different regions of the world, representing different communities. And after we have spoken what we have done in 2019, we agreed that we want to work on two main themes for 2020. That is communications and activities / campaigns. On communications, the reps have identified that a lot of times we're missing communications from Mozilla coming to the reps program, and also have identified that even if we have that information, most of the cases, information that shouldn't be NDA'd gets NDA'd, and that doesn't help the reps, help their communities grow and pass the news on what is happening around the world. So that is something that the reps council want to take a lead on initiatives. And also activities. Reps have said that activities have brought more work inside their communities and want to keep investing on it. So they want to keep building with the community development in activities. That doesn't mean other initiatives won't take place. For example, I know that amazing team, who also happens to be my mentor, is working on onboarding. So team is spearheading the onboarding work, and also Daniele has started a conversation about mentorship. So the council will still support those initiatives, and we will still help. However, the two main themes are communications and activities. I have the task to write a blog post and what are the next steps from all hands to the reps. Apologies for the delay. We have a lot of to-dos after we came back from all hands, and being coming back from Foston didn't help. Um, but expect soon to read the blog post and also to see the OKRs for 2020. Are there any questions about this? No, amazing. That means I can pass the floor to Robert. Joanna, and since Anthony is here, I see him. He can also speak about FOSDEM 2020 and what happened there. Cairo, the floor is yours.
Okay, I hope you can hear me. Awesome. So FOSDEM happens every year, and Mozilla is part of it almost every year. That's it. FOSDEM is a conference called Free and Open Source Developer Meeting in Brussels every first weekend of February, and started off in 2001, so it's their 20th conference, and in 19 of those, Mozilla had a developer room, which makes it the leading developer room in terms of how many years it has been there. We also had a booth from Mozilla. We had a smaller amount of volunteers this time. I think everybody knows we had a little bit of things going on at Mozilla. So we had to make do with what we could do. And Anthony did a really great job organizing our appearance. Also, Flaki helped tons in manning the booth, I think both days, most of the time. I was there for the booth on Saturday and for the room on Sunday to help out there. Ludo from from long time in the Mozilla community. He was in Thunderbird, he was in Mozilla IT, so been around for a long time. He managed the talks in the room, basically, or how the stuff was done in the room on Sunday itself. Did not make the decisions of which talks were taken or not. That was done beforehand. And so it was awesome in terms of how many people we could have contact with. We had tons of people we talked to at the booth. Number of interesting questions coming there. I mean, we see that we need the personal communications at times, because there were people like saying like, oh, I thought you kicked out Thunderbird from Mozilla recently, which we all know is not true. We actually gave them an even better home at Mozilla. But people have some misunderstandings about stuff going on, and it's always good to have personal communications. We also had a few old friends come by, like Brian King or William, who's probably known to a lot of reps. And we had a number of Mozilla Tech speakers and other speakers give talks in the Mozilla Dev room, also in some other rooms like the JavaScript or the Rust rooms. So I think it was very interesting conference for everyone. In the notes, we have a few links, especially to the talks, and there's videos for all the talks at pretty much all the talks at FOSDEM, including those at the Mozilla Developer Room. I'm not sure if all of them are there yet, because all the speakers need to approve them before they go online. So if they're not there yet, they will be soon. But I know that some of them are there already. And there's a few blog posts, among others, by Ludo and me and Andre. And if you know any other blog posts from Mozillians about FOSDEM, please feel free to add them so others can find them. And if you want to join FOSDEM, it's a huge conference with about 8 to 10,000 people every year, and no entrance fees at all. Make sure to keep an eye out in fall, where all the CFPs for speakers will be posted. And Joanna also wrote down share all talks and pictures so that others can enjoy those as well. And of course, as I said before, Anthony did a monster job in organizing it. So share your love with Anthony, because it's really great, especially with everything that happened this year. It was a lot of work to get this done in a way that it was a good experience for everyone.
Yeah, I want to just add a bit more what Karen said, and thanks for mentioning everything, is that definitely I feel that this event needs more love. That's why I even written there. And why is that? Is I see so many enthusiasm around FOSDEM in Europe, and so many projects, and definitely Mozilla can have a better presence next year, but also for you, those in the area, of course, because it's not easy to reach. It's a definitely not to miss experience. You can either contribute to Mozilla, like the options that Cairo mentioned, and help Anthony with whatever needs next year. Hopefully he'll still organize. He doesn't kill us in the way. And secondly, even attending or other sessions, it's still inspiring to see how much progress is done in the free and open source domain, and also how creative people are. It's always an inspiration for me, and I always come back home very pumped about the power of free and open source development. Anthony, here, whenever you have more for us, like when you need to apply, when we can help with anything, ping us. I know it's a hard time for you and it's not easy, but definitely here to help more.
Hi, everyone.
Thank you so much.
Well, thank you all for coming. I don't have much to say on top of what Robert or Joanna already said, except that this happened because of all the people that help us do the work the 18 past years. So people from the very whole Mozilla Europe, people like Tristan, people like Gerv, and more recently, people like William, Brian, Francisco, Ziggy, Benoit, and all the others I don't think about right now, but that's a team effort over the last 19 years. And that's something that matters a lot to me. And I think it represents quite a lot what Mozilla can do when we really want to do something. We can make something last 20 years. So, well, that's it for me. I expect to see a lot of people next year for the 20th Mozilla Dev Room at FOSDEM.
Thank you, Anthony.
Thank you so much, Anthony, for all you have done. Ioana probably has to run somewhere inside Cluj, but thank you also, Ioana and Robert, for presenting what is happening in FOSDEM. I think it's great that Mozilla has a presence all those years, and it's been supported so much by the volunteers, and it's a great event. And I love to participate every time of the year and do stuff there. Like, it's truly encouraged. If you happen to be in Europe, do try to go to FOSDEM. It's a great feeling to see all those open source communities. It's also very interesting to see the traction we're getting right now from like bigger corporations, that they are seeing open source in a different way. And it's a very interesting debate and conversation right now in the open source communities. So do take the time to see what is happening in FOSDEM. Is truly great. And if you happen to be in Europe next year. Do not forget to apply to help Anthony for the booth. He always needs people. And also, if you want to give a talk, that's for November or October. I don't think that they are choosing around that time. But if you are in Europe, do apply for it. It's great help.
And next year we will need even more community help than usual because the all hands will be far away the week before in Hawaii, as far as I heard. So many employees may not make it over in time. So we will need even more volunteer help.
Yeah, that is true. This year, the employees managed to make it because it was the all hands in Berlin. So we flew on Saturday morning, on Friday night, and we were able to participate. Next year. If it's going to happen in Hawaii, as it is the plan, it's going to be rather hard to manage from Saturday in Hawaii to be Saturday in Brussels the same day. So Anthony will need all the help he can get from community around the world. All right. Does anybody have any questions for Anthony, Robert, or Ioana, who's just sent me? I had to run, had to drop out. No. All right. I'm going to give a reminder that if you haven't created a community portal account yet, please do and send us the name on the spreadsheet. Also, Francesca has found out that some people are sending here their reps profile link. Reps profile links, we do know people. Your community portal links, which the ones that we don't know when we cannot identify you as reps yet. So please, please, please open your profile and send it to Francesca. We're asking that to do because right now we have regulated the reps group as only reps, and we want to ensure that all reps are in there before we migrate from the reps portal to the community portal. That is not going to happen in the next month, but it's going to happen in the next 3 months. So I don't want to reach at the end of March or April when we're going to migrate and make Francesca personally email you to send her the community portal information. So please be proactive and add on that spreadsheet there your community portal username. Why community portal? Community portal is now going to include all the communities, groups, and reps, in this case on one website. So we are migrating from too many websites of Activate, of reps, of campaigns, and previously known as the pilot of groups in one website. So do make sure that you give us that information so you are included on the reps group. The reps group is one of the few groups that is curated, which means not everybody can join. As you probably know, you all have to go through onboarding. There is Steve, he knows you all. So do not forget to add on the spreadsheet. Does anybody want to add anything? No? All right, so we are gonna end this meeting 7 minutes earlier. Thank you very much for all you have been doing. I'm gonna take the video once it's published and humiliate Manel and Ruben with their amazing singing. So thank you, and see you all next week.
Bye-bye.
See you. Bye.
The recording has stopped.